Hey guys, what is up? It is a Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I'm going to piss in some people's Cheerios again here, but we got to talk about the Pacers. We got to talk about some realistic expectations, because ever since we went on this trading frenzy and signing frenzy and drafting frenzy, suddenly people think that we're like the fucking the 2001-2002 Los Angeles Lakers, and I kind of want to talk about it because you know what, man? I like that people are excited. I do. I'm excited. I think we absolutely finessed the Knicks out of Obi Toppin. 2 future second-round picks for Obi Toppin. Like, I live in New York, and I can tell you, I promise you, Knicks fans are fucking pissed, okay? Because the only reason Obi Toppin, like, they think he's a bad player is because Thibs didn't play him. Like, he didn't play him anywhere near as much as he should have. And so we got him for the low, and I think he's going to be our starting power forward this upcoming year. I would actually be shocked if he's not. So, we did that. We drafted Jarris Walker, which felt like a safe pick, okay? Like, I wanted Taylor Hendricks, but I get why we took Jarris Walker. We drafted Ben Shepherd. We're looking at guys like Andrew Nembhard and Ben Mathurin who are getting better. Supposedly, Ben Mathurin has grown another inch or so from what I've heard. I can't confirm that to be true, but I've heard he's gotten taller. It's just the idea, man. Like, ever since we did all this, traded for Obi Toppin, signed Bruce Brown Jr., which I thought was a decent signing. There's Pacers fans out there that disagree with that, but I think Bruce Brown Jr. was a good signing. Even if we did slightly overpay for him, who gives a fuck? But I've seen some blasphemous takes. Like, I've seen people say, "Oh, well, we can beat Milwaukee now. We can beat fucking Cleveland now. We're like a top 3 seed in the East now." No, we're not. We're not even fucking close. And like, I like that people think our team is good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great for team morale. It's good that people support our team, but you gotta have some realistic expectations, okay? You gotta be just a little bit realistic every once in a while. And I'm gonna be realistic here and tell you that if Tyrese Halliburton gets injured, this team is fucked. Okay, I'm just gonna call it what it is. Like, we know that. Okay, we saw what happened last year. Tyrese Halliburton was out for what, 15 games? We were lucky to win a fucking single one of them. So when everybody says, "Oh, well, we don't need to change anything on our roster," I completely beg to differ. I completely beg to differ, because I'm sorry, but like, that was the time I expected Miles Turner to rise to the occasion. That's why I said we need to trade for a secondary star. Okay, yeah, we honestly, the past week, we took care of our depth issues, and we took care of our defensive issues. And we got Bruce Brown Jr. is a decent perimeter defender. Jarris Walker is, like, known for defense. And we've got, who else? Ben Shepherd, who probably is not going to get as many minutes as Jarris Walker or Andrew Nembhard. But, like, he's a guy who's a decent defender. Jalen Smith is probably going to be our backup center this year, just calling it. I'm going to call it now. Like, I think he's going to be our starting bench center. But we still have Aaron Nesmith. Aaron Nesmith is a solid defender. Like everyone's talking defense. That's the main reason nobody wants to trade TJ McConnell. That's why nobody wants to trade Miles Turner. That's why nobody wants to trade fucking, I don't know, Buddy Hield, everybody else. Defense and this, that, and the other thing. And I just think to myself, man, like, with the way our roster is shaping up now, we are literally one trade for a secondary star away from being a bona fide playoff team. That's why I've been bringing up Karl Anthony Towns. Like, a lot of people are like, I've heard every excuse under the sun for Karl Anthony Towns, but honestly, like, they're all bullshit excuses from people that I think, like, are just looking for a reason not to trade Miles Turner. And I get why people like Miles Turner, but it's just the idea, like, Karl Anthony Towns outperforms him in almost every single statistical fucking category except for blocks per game. Miles averages 1 more block a game than Karl Anthony Towns. As for a player who will impact winning more, Karl Anthony Towns will impact winning way more than Miles Turner. And there's a reason I pick Karl Anthony Towns specifically. There's a reason it's not Zach LaVine. There's a reason it's not DeMar DeRozan. There's a reason it's not Damian Lillard. There's a reason it's not James Harden. There is a reason I specifically say Karl Anthony Towns. And the reason I say Karl Anthony Towns is because look at the team that just won the NBA championship, right? Denver Nuggets. Guess what they got? They've got Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. Okay? Now, obviously, the guys that we have are not on their level, right? But we've got Tyrese Halliburton, who I'd argue is better than Jamal Murray to an extent. Ben Mathurin, who I would say, like, I think this upcoming year is probably going to be on the same level as Michael Porter Jr. And Karl Anthony Towns, who, yes, he's not Jokic, but he'd be pretty fucking competitive, I think. You know, like, Karl Anthony Towns, one of the most underrated aspects of his game is his passing. And everyone's worried about, like, the contract. Everybody's worried about, you know, stunting Ben Mathurin's growth. They're worried about loyalty, you know, like, it's all bullshit. Like, I'm just going to say this. If anything, Ben Mathurin would get better with Karl Anthony Towns as a teammate, because Karl Anthony Towns passes the ball significantly more than Miles Turner does. And I get that people are excited. It's great. You know, like, I like all our offseason moves. Like, am I ecstatic about them? No, but they're a step in the right direction. I think Jarris Walker was the safe pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, all our draft picks were just safe pick guys instead of, like, you know, I wanted Taylor Hendricks so fucking bad I could taste it, but it just, like, it is what it is. But I look at this and I think to myself, it's good that people are confident, but at the same time, you need to understand something. We are literally one Tyrese Halliburton injury away from being a fucking lottery team again. And that's what I want fans to understand. That's why I bring up trading for Karl Anthony Towns. That's why I bring up trading for, like, DeMar DeRozan like I have in the past, because we need a secondary guy, a secondary star who's like, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and that's what we need. And sorry, but Miles isn't doing that. Miles is... I'm gonna say this. Miles is the second best player on our team currently. Okay, like, I think the best players on our team are Tyrese, Miles, and Ben Mathurin at the current point in time. Okay? After this upcoming season, I'm going to say that that's going to change from Tyrese Halliburton to Ben Mathurin to Miles Turner. And I think if that's the case, being that Buddy Hield is on an expiring deal now, okay, this season's over. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Shoots 42% from three. He's going to want his bread. Okay? We just saw what Max Strus just fucking got. 4 years, $64 million. You guys feel like paying that for Buddy Hield? Just to make Tyrese Halliburton happy? I mean, like, that's the thing that I want people to think about. These are things you have to think about. People say, Karl Anthony Towns is too injured, but yet was drafted the same year as Miles Turner and somehow has played more career games than Miles Turner. Oh, he's going to stunt Ben Mathurin's growth. Well, I mean, I haven't seen any single player that Karl Anthony Towns has played with where he specifically has stunted anybody's growth. I mean, fuck, Anthony Edwards went there, played with him, and became fucking great. So, I mean, the only player that you could make an argument about that for is Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew Wiggins plays in Golden State now, one of the most team-oriented basketball teams in the fucking entire league, and is still, like, a solid guy, but not a guy that you're going to build a team around. So, when I see these things, I just think to myself, man, like, a lot of things people say really just don't make sense to me. And I think if you get Karl Anthony Towns on your roster, I understand people are worried about the contract, but just the idea, like, if your team is winning, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? If your team is fucking winning, you're not going to have to worry about contracts, okay? Like, if your team wins a lot of games, like, yeah, if you're a first or second year player, like, you've not made a whole lot of bread in your life, yeah, okay, you might pull a Bruce Brown Jr. But if you have a successful team that wins and competes every year, and you've won a championship with them, and it's like you're on the brink of it, players are going to come back. Look at Milwaukee, man. I mean, like, everyone's saying, like, we can beat Milwaukee. All because they watched Miami do it because Giannis got injured. Like, this, it's amazing to me how many people think that we're the next Miami Heat, the 8th seed that makes the play-in tournament and somehow makes the finals. So many things had to go right for that to happen. Like, I think that's just incredibly wishful thinking that we're going to do that. But it's just the idea, like, people need to look at our roster and say, like, okay, Buddy's a guy that we're probably not going to be able to retain. Like, if you want to bring back Ben Mathurin, if you want to bring back Jarris Walker and all these guys when their time is up, okay, Andrew Nembhard as well, like, you're going to have to probably let Buddy go. Okay, that's like, Buddy's not, like, I'm going to put this bug in your ear. We might keep Buddy up until the trade deadline this upcoming year. After that, we basically have to let him go. So, for all you guys who don't want to trade Buddy Hield, you know, it's not a matter of if it'll happen, but more of a matter of when it will happen. And the front office is clearly done fucking around. I'm just going to call it what it is, man. They're done fucking around. They just signed Tyrese Halliburton to a 5-year, $260 million extension. They want to win now. And the moves that they've made this offseason so far have been win now moves. And when we get into, like, there's still a whole lot of offseason left. Don't be shocked if we do make a trade for Karl Anthony Towns, because the front office wants to win. They need to, like, a lot of people don't understand this as well. Tyrese Halliburton's not a guy who wants to lose all the time. Okay, nobody likes losing all the fucking time. I don't know many players or anybody I've ever played sports with. People hate losing more than they enjoy winning. And if I'm the Pacers, like, you have something special in Tyrese Halliburton, you need to make him feel like you're actually trying to put something together. And yeah, he might like Buddy. He might like Miles. He might like TJ McConnell. That's fine. But are they guys that are going to win you a championship by themselves? Or, you know, are they going to contribute to winning a championship? Yeah, but not for us. Buddy Hield will probably go to another team. Let's see, if Max Strus got 4 years, $64 million, figure Buddy's going to get like 4 years, $70 million, 74, like, it's going to happen. Buddy Hield's going to probably get 4 years, $80 million, 4 years, $82 million in that ballpark. We're not going to pay it. TJ McConnell, okay, we've got Andrew Nembhard, we have Halliburton. TJ McConnell's a guy that we have left 3 years getting paid $10 million to be our third string point guard. You think we're going to keep him? Like, I think like Jordan Norwa. Jordan Norwa's like another, Isaiah Jackson. Like, these are all guys that could be out the fucking door. And I don't think Pacers fans really realize that, like, getting Karl Anthony Towns or something like that is like that's the next step in this process. Like, do you guys not understand that? Is that are we hard of understanding? Is this some comprehensive fucking burden for some of you? Like, that's the next piece. The next piece is putting another star player around Tyrese Halliburton. We've got Ben Mathurin, we've got Jarris Walker, we just traded for Obi Toppin, we have Halliburton. Our issues come from the front court, the offensive side of the front court. And Karl Anthony Towns is pretty fucking good at offense, if you ask me. So that's all I'm saying, man. It's like, I get that people aren't for it. I mean, I've brought up all kinds of trades. DeMar DeRozan, Karl Anthony Towns. Like, for me, I think Karl Anthony Towns would be such a win that, like, Pacers fans wouldn't be able to fathom it. And, I don't like his attitude. I don't like that. I know, everybody's got something to bitch and complain about. But I just, from a Pacers fan perspective, I'm watching what this front office is doing, and I'm like, yeah, they're fucking serious. They're looking to get down in the trenches this upcoming year. And, you know, even the moves that they've made, like, I'm shocked this isn't more commonplace among Pacers fans. Like, like, Miles could be out the door. And like, I know people don't even want to think about that, but it's just the idea, like, there's a reason they only signed him to a 3-year deal. So when I see this, man, I just think to myself, like, there's a strong possibility that by this trade deadline, like, honestly, I feel like Buddy and Miles, Buddy specifically is only going to be on our roster till the trade deadline max, okay? Especially with 1 year left on his deal. Miles, on the other hand, it's kind of like, if he does not improve significantly on the offensive side this upcoming season, if we even start the season with him on the roster, if he's not, he averaged 17 and 8 last year, but if he's not at least close to 20 and 10, front office is probably going to move on it, man. Front office probably going to move on it. I'm just telling you right now, like, Rick Carlisle did not come here to be a part of a fucking growing process. Okay? Like, everyone, oh yeah, Ben Mathurin will be good in 2 to 3 years. Jarris Walker will be good in 2 to 3 years. They ain't waiting. I'm just telling you right now, these moves that I'm watching them make this offseason, they're not fucking waiting. So, you know what? I understand that that's the safe option. Like, I do. I understand that that's a safe option, but front office don't look like it's waiting. Front office, I mean, if you actually pay attention to the shit the team puts out, and like the Setting the Pace podcast, all that other shit, if you listen to these people talk in these interviews, Chad Buchanan, Kevin Pritchard, all you guys, they are fucking itching to make another trade, to get somebody here to help Tyrese Halliburton out, because they saw what happened last year where Tyrese Halliburton got injured and for 15 games or whatever, and we like barely won a single one of those fucking games. They understand we need something else. We need a secondary star, and that's what's being worked on right now. That, as we speak, that's what's being worked on right now. The front office is looking at what we've done and said, how can we put it over the top? And that's what they're doing. So you know what? I'm going to tell you what I think. Okay, I'm going to give you my honest. I think the front office is trying to work out a trade for Karl Anthony Towns. I'm just going to call you right now. Like, this is my hot take for the video. I think they're trying to get Karl Anthony Towns. They're just trying to come up with a deal that the Timberwolves want that doesn't include Buddy Hield. I'm telling you right now, that's the issue. That's what's holding this the fuck up. Is the idea like I guarantee you front office probably to offer them 2-3 first-round picks for Karl Anthony Towns, and the only thing holding that up is Buddy Hield, because we don't want to give Buddy Hield to Minnesota because we think Buddy Hield, A, we know Tyrese Halliburton likes him, and B, like, he's a damn good three-point shooter. If we're going to trade him, we want something better back. Okay, like we would prefer to keep Buddy Hield and add him with Karl Anthony Towns. And I feel like that's the only reason we don't have Karl Anthony Towns already. Because I'm going to tell you right now, bro. Cold hard facts. 3 first-round picks, 2024, 2026, 2028. Buddy and Miles gets us Karl Anthony Towns. Or 2 first-round picks, 2024, 2026. Buddy and Miles gets us Karl Anthony Towns. I'm telling you, right now. So, I know people don't like to hear that, but it's just the idea. Shit could happen. And I think it's in the works. Low-key, I think it's already in the works. So, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.